My mum was called Jane and my dad's called Steve, and it took them a long time to have a baby, so when they finally had me, they were very happy. We lived up north, and after 2 years we moved to the south where my mum was super happy indeed. This part of my life is called Perfect. I went to a nursery and sat on the blue table, which I think I enjoyed a lot, and whilst I was there my mum did flower pressing for a living for craft fairs, and she actually won awards because she was so good. She was pretty proud, and I think my dad was even more proud. My mum did some pretty amazing things with her life. Once a double-decker bus crashed behind our house and loads of people were injured, so my mum helped them all get off the bus, that's it crashing, and helped them into our house. She was in the paper for being such a good egg, and I think was given a medal from the police or something cool. In a nutshell, we were a really happy family, and I really cherish all those memories up until I was about 5 or 6. It was lovely. Sadly, it soon ended, and this part of my life is called sad. My mum started getting a lot of headaches, and after a long time we found out that it was cancer. Unfortunately, it was terminal, so she went to stay in a hospice where I have lots of bittersweet memories of seeing her be ill but spending last moments with her. It was really upsetting, and I remember the doctor telling me that she was going to turn grey and die, and the fact that she turned grey is what upsets me the very most, not so much losing her hair. 4 days before Christmas, she died, and me and my dad had her funeral with all of our family, which is probably one of my most upsetting memories. The next part of my life is called Black. My dad met a woman called Dragon, we'll call her, and married her. She really hated me, and I never really knew why. My dad travelled a lot on business, so was oblivious to what was happening at home. Dragon hated me. She had a lot of problems herself and took them out on me, I think. She was physically and emotionally abusive to me every day, and I was often terrified. I would sit in my room and hope desperately that this would all stop and someone would come and rescue me. Unfortunately, nobody did for quite a long time. A little bit of light in all this darkness was that my dad and Dragon had a little baby called Tiana. I absolutely love Tiana, and she's one of my best friends now, and also Dragon loves her too, so she has a nice life and I'm happy about that. I don't know why I've drawn her looking like an alien. Haha. After 8 years, I couldn't really take any more of the abuse, so I decided I would either end my own life or tell my dad what was happening. Fortunately, I decided to tell my dad, and he divorced the Dragon. He got joint custody of Tiana, so everyone was happy. Me, Dad and my sister lived in a lovely house, and things started to get a bit better for me. The next part of my life is called A Bit Better. I transferred to a new school to do my A-levels and started making new friends, and slowly started to get over what had happened to me for the last decade. Things were looking up. The next part of my life is called Brilliant. When I was 18, I got into a university in Liverpool and moved up north into an apartment called Grand Central. It was very snazzy and brand new. I made hundreds and hundreds, slight exaggeration, of friends, and we had a great time. Once we went out for my birthday dressed as hula hula girls, and it was a great night. I think this is where my love of the word aloha comes from. It was around this time that I met a young man called Matt, and pretty quickly we fell in love and decided that we would be an item. It was great. After many adventures, like dressing up as R2-D2 and running through fountains at night time, I graduated. Not only had I learnt about psychology and biology, but I'd finally learnt to love and trust again, and I think that was my greatest achievement in those 3 years. My dad, sister, grandma and granddad came to watch me, and they were very proud when I threw my cap in the air. Whilst I was still on a high from finding a happy life again, something pretty amazing happened. Matt got down on one knee and asked me if I would marry him. Of course I said yes, but I said it in our own special language, which is Tang, which is a bit weird when you think about it. We moved down south and bought a little tiny house, which we love very, very much. We started planning our wedding, which was a really happy time, and I really enjoyed choosing all the bits and bobs. I wore a massive meringue dress and Matt wore a sexy suit, and our wedding was a great day. The best part of it was that we had little tiny baby glitter as a secret in my tummy, and 2 days later we had the scan and I cried. Around this time I had also started a blog and YouTube channel called Sprinkle of Glitter. It was a place for me to share just all the stuff I wanted to share really, like beauty and fashion, baby and pregnancy things, but most of all it was just a bit of fun and I enjoyed the community that came with it. I went to a blogger event in October 2010 and met a girl called Zoe. We instantly hit it off and, as you well know, became the best of buds. I love her very much. Life was continuing to be really good to me. I was really happy with Matt and my little baby girl, my friends and my new community on YouTube. I didn't really think that I would ever find happiness like this because I spent so much of my childhood being desperately unhappy. I feel like I live in this strange little glitter world of happiness with my husband and baby and all of you. I always read your comments and I know they're only words on a screen, but they mean so much to me, especially when I'd had Darcy and I had so many congratulations from you all. Thanks to YouTube and all of you, I've had some brilliant times. I've met hundreds of you, which has always been the best. I've really enjoyed the meetups, especially the one in Liverpool. I've been on the London Eye with Zoe and a makeup brand. I've been to some fancy parties. I've been to Google HQ, and best of all, I'll soon be going to Playlist Live in Florida with all my YouTube friends. Most significantly, and such a change from what I used to feel, I now never ever feel alone, and I can't thank you enough. If you liked this video, do click on this snazzy subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. You should give it a thumbs up just for that weird thumb that I drew. Thank you ever so much for watching a slightly different video for me, and thank you to Louie from Fun for Louie for the inspiration to make it. See you soon!